I'm David Overholt, writer-director of Star Wars Fallen Jedi. Welcome to part 4 of our commentary on the film. Here we're rejoining Faust as he's about to make his report to the Emperor on the progress of hunting down the Jedi Vong Zaar. That's my buddy Noah Dingley voicing that stormtrooper right there. And this scene was a lot of fun to do because right here I'm actually talking to myself because I played Palpatine and Faust. It was a lot of fun putting the makeup on and getting into character. Now this part was a little bit hard to do because I had to hold my arms out straight to either side and just kind of hold them there so it looked like I was resting my arms on the chair, but I really didn't have anything to rest my arms on. The throne I was sitting in is actually a Kenner toy of Old Power of the Force Kenner toy. My mom and dad got me a playset with Palpatine, Vader, and Luke from Return of the Jedi. So it was just kind of fun taking something I played with as a kid and using it in the movie. Now this sequence right here, this is what we always called our little horror movie sequence. And this was the very first scene that I completed all the way with the visual effects and sound design and music and everything. And this is when I knew the film was really working. We'd filmed a lot of stuff and I'd kind of rough cut some things together, but I didn't have any of the effects on it until I worked on this scene right here because it was a nice little contained sequence. And just to explain what's going on here, just in case we didn't make it clear enough, Vader's putting it together for the very first time here that Vong Zaar is actually blind because he sees how he's reacting to sound. And I remember in Empire Strikes Back, there's this one moment where Luke is going down this corridor, then all of a sudden Vader starts breathing again and he jumps out and starts attacking Luke, meaning he was holding his breath the whole time, so Luke wouldn't know he was there. So we thought it would be kind of cool to do the same thing here. And so now Vader is holding his breath so Vong Zaar doesn't know where he is, and he's using the dark side to make Vong Zaar hear things all around him, just to make him start panicking so he doesn't know where Vader is. This is early in Vader's career, so I wanted him to be kind of experimenting with the dark side and kind of toying with his prey a little bit, so we'd see kind of a different side of his character. Because in Episode 3, when he fought Obi-Wan, he was tapping into his anger, but he wasn't tapping into any kind of fear. In the very first trailer for Episode 1, Darth Maul's voiceover talks about how fear is his greatest ally. But we don't really usually see a Sith Lord using fear as a weapon on screen. So I thought it would be kind of cool to show that. Here he's talking in Vong Zaar's ear the way he talked to Luke across space, through his mind. And then we add in Palpatine into the mix to make it even creepier. And the reason I did that is because in the old Expanded Universe novels and stuff, Palpatine, he never slept because he was afraid if he slept, someone would kill him in his sleep the way he killed Plagueis. Which I think is kind of a cool little psychological thing for his character, that he doesn't trust anybody, so he never sleeps. He just kind of rejuvenates himself with the Force while he meditates and looks at possible futures across the galaxy. So I wanted to put that in here, that he's kind of keeping an eye on Vader across the galaxy to see if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. And that's also why he's a little mad at him later on in the film, because he can see that Vader's pushing his new mechanical body too hard. And it was just kind of fun to bring him into this sequence a little bit. And it was a nice excuse to get a little bit more use out of that makeup, because it cost $90, so I wanted to use it as much as I could. Now that little saber bounce right there, we filmed that on the very last day of shooting as an insert. And it took about 10 takes to get it to bounce just right, but we finally got it. Now, this little exchange of dialogue between Vader and Vong Zaar I really like, because here he's kind of tormenting Vong Zaar. It has kind of the same tone of when Vader's trying to turn someone to the dark side, but he's really not trying to turn Vong Zaar. He's just kind of tormenting him with the fact that, like, you're not acting like a very good Jedi, are you? You know, kind of thing. It's like, you want revenge. Jedi aren't supposed to want revenge. And I added this line where he's like, don't lecture me about justice, to try to bring a little bit of Anakin in there, because I thought maybe to show Anakin's point of view on things, he might feel a certain resentment that the Jedi never freed the slaves on Tatooine. So I thought for him to try to explain his own terrible actions to himself, maybe he'd be like, well, you know, the Jedi never fixed things, so I'm actually better than them because I'm doing something about the problems in the galaxy. And so he's trying to kind of justify his actions to himself, because he knows he's wrong, but he's trying to make himself feel better about what he's doing. And that brings us to the end of part 4 of our commentary. Thanks for tuning in. And we got like 2 more of these to go, and then we'll be all the way through the film. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in for these. It's a fun trip down memory lane for me, because I spent 3 years of my life working on this. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.